Okay, let me start this meeting. So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, my friend. Good evening to my student. Uh, how are you this evening? Okay, I hope that you always healthy and always in a great day. Okay, we are back to this meeting in meeting 2. And today we will learn about introduction to nurse terminology. Ya, jadi di sini kita akan belajar tentang terminologi yang ada dalam dunia keperawatan. Okay, before we start, I want some of you guys please stay in the chat box in WhatsApp group agar kita tetap bisa berkomunikasi. Okay. And then okay, maybe I will start the meeting. Let me share the screen first. Sorry. Okay, this one. Wait ya. Okay, I hope that you can see my screen now. Okay, and okay, yeah. Okay, this one. Okay, our topic tonight is about introduction to nurse terminology. Okay, and then in this meeting, our learning objective is there is a need for learning objective that we will learn in this meeting. Okay, the first is after this class, I hope that you can understand about the meaning of the nurse terms, and then the second is you can understand the benefit of nurse terms, and then the third is all of you can remember some of the nurse terms, and then the fourth and the last, I hope that you can remember about the abbreviation of nurse terms. Okay, next is in this meeting you will learn about meaning of the nurse terms and the benefit of nurse terms, and then abbreviation of terms of nurse, and then at the end of this meeting you will create a sentence by using the terms of nurse. Okay, I hope that you be ready for the exercise in the last meeting, in the last class. Okay, and then next, okay, before the next presentation, I will ask you guys, what the meaning of the nurse terms? Okay, I hope that you can write your answer, your opinion in the chat box in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Okay, let me next. Okay, nurse, perawat, use nurse terminology or they usually call nurse lingo to communicate effectively with other nurse as well as other healthcare professionals. Jadi terminologi ini biasanya perawat gunakan untuk berkomunikasi secara efektif dan secara efektif dengan sesama perawat gitu. And then in both spoken and written form. Jadi nggak cuma untuk berbicara secara langsung, secara spoken gitu, tapi mereka juga berkomunikasi lewat tulisan. Mungkin maybe like forms, menulis dokumen atau ya komunikasi secara tulisan itu, entah mungkin melalui email or melalui chatting or maybe melalui surat gitu. And then many of the test phrase of terms are uniquely used among nurse and standardized nursing terminology. Jadi memang terminologi untuk keperawatan ini memang bisa dikatakan asing bagi orang yang bukan perawat gitu. Memang terdengar asing kita yang bukan perawat mendengar terminologi mereka gitu, karena itu bukan dunia kita. Tapi terminologi nurse terminologi itu ya untuk dunia keperawatan gitu. And then, okay, what is terminology? Okay, I will wait your answer in the WhatsApp group. Maybe I will give you 5 minutes to answer this one. Okay, I hope that you can communicate with us. Kita berkomunikasi secara sama-sama melalui WhatsApp group. Karena I know that you can join this meeting. Okay, I will wait until 10 minutes. No. I will wait just 5 minutes. Okay, just 5 minutes. Okay, while waiting from your answer, I will just continue this presentation, okay? But you must still give your answer the the best answer, okay? Okay, next is, so this one, what is terminology? So, terminology is the science of the boundaries of definition of terms. Jadi, terminologi itu merupakan suatu ilmu mengenai batasan atau definisi istilah. Jadi tentang definisi istilah yang ada di keperawatan kalau nurse terminologi gitu. Tapi kalau misalnya definisi istilah di hukum berarti dia law terminology gitu. Okay. And then next, okay, this one. User of medical terminology are required to understand good and correct communication techniques so that there are no misunderstanding between medical personnel and good cooperation can be established and achieve success in the job. Jadi terminologi ini tuh biasanya digunakan untuk memahami lebih baik dan benar, memahami baik dan benar komunikasi gitu. Jadi sehingga di dalam komunikasi itu tidak ada yang namanya misunderstanding, gak ada kesalahpahaman antara pihak satu dan pihak dua gitu. Mungkin antara perawat dan pasien, atau antara perawat dengan perawat, sesama perawat, atau antara perawat dengan atasan gitu, atau dengan orang lain gitu. Okay, next. Nah, so this is some of the example of terminologies in nurse, okay, nurse terminologies. So the first is there is any computerized tomography. What is it? Okay, computerized tomography is adalah pemeriksaan pencitraan menggunakan alat CT scan untuk mendapatkan gambaran 3 dimensi suatu objek. Itu dia. And then ada lagi dialisis, cuci darah. Tuh. Terus ada lagi defibrillator. Itu mungkin digunakan untuk itu merupakan terapi listrik kejut yang biasanya digunakan untuk memperbaiki gangguan irama jantung gitu mungkin. And then there is any denervasi. Mungkin itu alat untuk suatu alat kali ya untuk pemotongan persyarafan gitu mungkin. I'm sorry if there is any mistake. So saya juga lagi belajar gitu. I'm sorry. Okay, and then there's any echocardiography. Mungkin ini alat pemeriksaan jantung. Mungkin dengan teknik gelombang ultrasonik. Oke, dari sini ada beberapa lagi, dan mungkin kita bisa dan teman-teman bisa lihat sendiri, dan saya pastikan juga teman-teman pasti yang merupakan mahasiswa keperawatan lebih paham tentang contoh-contoh nurse terminologi. Oke. Nah, ini juga ada bahasa-bahasa lain juga dalam keperawatan. Ada ablasi ovum, ada abdomen, ada axilla dan alopecia anterior, and then there is anus, arthritis, atrium, atrophy, audiometry, biopsi, burhole, chiroplasty, cholangiogram, and then colostomy. Dan masih banyak contoh istilah-istilah lain yang terdapat dalam dunia keperawatan. Okay, so okay, wait. Maybe I have some problem. This is the the wrong PPT. I will check it. Wait, yeah, guys, sorry. Oke, ya, mungkin ada kesalahan dalam pemilihan PPT tadi. Sorry, maaf atas kesalahan saya. Oke, this one. Sorry ya. Oke, so let me continue. Oke, I will continue it about. Oke, this one. Jadi saya akan jelasin ulang lagi. Jadi dalam terminologi dalam nurse terminologi itu biasanya ada 3 jenis, yaitu vocabulary, acronym atau or abbreviation, and then eponym. Oke. Biasanya untuk vocabulary ini digunakan dalam healthcare and medical terms originate from Latin and Greek. Okay. And then for acronym, itu acronym is or abbreviation is singkatan biasanya, ya singkatan. So in abbreviation is about word formed by combining letters of a word or phrase. Jadi itu ada kombinasi huruf dari kata-katanya gitu. Misalnya contohnya nih ada MAS. Apa itu MAS? MAS is Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. And then maybe there is any ADH, what is ADH gitu kan, anti diuretic hormone gitu. Dan masih banyak lagi singkatan-singkatan dalam terminologi keperawatan gitu dan kesehatan. Dan juga there is any eponym. Eponym is about word based on name of person. Yeah, like Parkinson disease or maybe Salk vaccine or Kaposis sarcoma gitu. Okay, next is the benefit to learn nurse terminology. Okay, there is any fourth benefit to learn nurse terminology. Jadi ada 4 keuntungannya lah, kegunaan dari terminologi itu. Gitu. Yang pertama itu adalah language of the medical field. Jadi terminologi itu merupakan suatu bahasa dari bahasanya keperawatan lah gitu. And then for communication, jadi untuk berkomunikasi dengan lawan komunikasinya. And then the third is write and speak concisely, ya. And then the last is improve English skill. Jadi nurse terminologi ini juga bisa mengimprove English skill kalian gitu dari belajar terminologi. Okay, this is I already mentioned nurse terminology or maybe nurse lingo to communicate effectively with other nurse as well as other healthcare professionals in both spoken and written forms, okay, during patient care. And however, many of these phrases of terms are uniquely used among nurses as standardized nursing terminology. Okay. The next is ini juga udah saya jelaskan tadi. Biasanya users of medical terminology ini or nurse terminology ini are required to understand good and correct communication techniques, so that there are no misunderstanding between medical personnel and good cooperation can be established and achieve success in the job. Okay. So this is the example above the abbreviation. Okay. There is any CPR. What is CPR? Computerized patient record, or maybe DO, doctor of osteopathy, and then there's any DX, diagnosis, atau EMS, emergency medical services, and EMT, emergency medical technician, and EMTP, emergency medical technician, paramedic, or HBV, hepatitis B virus, kayak gitu. Dan saya juga sudah pastikan teman-teman semua yang dari jurusan keperawatan sudah lebih paham akan hal ini, bener kan? Ya, harusnya sih udah belajar duluan ya sebelum belajar di sini, udah belajar duluan mungkin di kampus gitu kan, udah lebih paham tentang nurse terminology. Okay, there is another example. Okay, seperti yang kita lihat ada contohnya seperti acne. Itu noun. Ini artinya rasa sakit yang tak kunjung hilang gitu kan. Ya, seperti headache gitu, maybe or maybe stomachache gitu. Example, the sentence contoh kalimatnya itu seperti ini. She even barely eats since the stomach. Oke, dia tidak mau makan karena perutnya sakit. Gitu. Another example like dari kata cancer. Oke, cancer itu merupakan kata benda, noun gitu. What is cancer? Apa itu cancer? penyakit yang disebabkan bertumbuhnya sel secara tak terkendali gitu kan. Oke. Contoh kalimatnya mungkin kita bisa bikin contoh kalimatnya seperti cancer is serve tumor. Kanker, oke, adalah tumor ganas gitu. Dan contoh lain adalah eksternal, itu adjective. Eksternal itu apa? Eksternal itu ya pada bagian luar, luar gitu kan. Jadi contoh kalimatnya mungkin kita bisa bikin seperti remember, this is an external lotion. Jadi ingat, ini adalah krim untuk bagian luar saja, nggak bisa digunakan untuk pemakaian dalam gitu, atau dimakan gitu enggak. Or maybe another example like ER, emergency room, itu merupakan suatu kata benda gitu kan. Emergency room itu ya in hospital itu digunakan untuk menanggulangi keadaan-keadaan medis yang emergency gitu, yang membutuhkan penanganan cepat gitu. Contoh kalimatnya kita bisa buat seperti rush to the ER gitu kan, cepat ke UGD gitu. Mungkin ya emergency room or ER ini biasa kalau di Indonesia biasa disebutkan UGD gitu kan. Oke. I think that's all the presentation about the material. Before I will give you the task or the exercise, I will you guys to make some summary in your note in dalam buku catatan kalian tentang the meaning of the nurse terms. Jadi apa definisi nurse terms itu? Habis itu setelah itu I will you guys to write about the benefit of nurse terms. Jadi apa aja sih benefitnya? Gitu kan? Baru also I will you to write some of example of the nurse terms. Jadi beberapa contoh nurse terms-nya aja. Nggak usah terlalu banyak. Mungkin 10 sampai 20 kata saja gitu. Boleh terms-nya dari vocabulary atau maybe maybe abbreviation or maybe yang lain gitu kan. Yang penting terms-nya dan ya itu. Oke, dan sekarang kita mau let's practice and create. Oke. Jadi karena di sini kita merupakan karena di sini kita merupakan skill based. Jadi di sini saya harap teman-teman tuh mengeluarkan skill-skillnya gitu kan, mulai dari skill writing, reading, speaking, dan listening gitu, karena kita skill based. Dan sekarang now I will you guys, jadi after learning some of the terminology of nurse, setelah belajar tadi, I will you write minimum 10 terms of nurse based on what you after learn. Jadi minimal 10. Jadi saya harap teman-teman bisa tulis 10 sampai 20 kata. Ya, setidaknya 10 lah gitu kan. Oke, after that I will you guys to make some sentence or short conversation using the terms that you know. Jadi setelah kalian menulis vocabulary-nya, kalian catat vocabulary-nya 1 sampai 10 atau 1 sampai 20 gitu kan. I will you guys to write the sentence. Make some sentence, okay? Kalimatnya singkat aja, mungkin seperti contoh yang tadi, gitu. Remember, this is an external lotion, or maybe she even barely eats since the stomach ache gitu kan. Oke, itu dia ya. Dan saya harap teman-teman bisa tetap berkontribusi meskipun hanya dalam chat box in WhatsApp group, okay? Okay, the next is this is the next exercise, next practice, okay? Setelah teman-teman membuat contoh vocabulary-nya, contoh kalimat, or maybe contoh percakapan, I will you guys to try to speak, okay? Kita di sini mau belajar speaking, okay? Jadi setelah kalian menulis contoh kalimatnya, I will you guys make some video because there is in this meeting there no one join, okay? So I will you to make some video, short video, okay? Short video, just like 1 or 2 minutes, okay? Jadi nggak usah lama-lama, 1 atau 2 menit aja tentang yang sudah kalian kerjakan. Jadi kalian membuat video hanya membaca apa yang sudah kalian tulis dari contoh kalimat yang udah kalian bikin gitu. Oke. Saya harap I hope that you can understand what I mean, okay? Or maybe if you still confused about what I'm saying, you can ask me in WhatsApp group, okay? Kalian boleh bertanya, bebas kok bertanya, karena di WhatsApp group kita bebas berkomunikasi, tidak ada batasan untuk berkomunikasi di sana ya. Saya harap teman-teman semua paham, oke? So this is the last. Thank you. Okay, maybe this is the last session of this class. Okay, before I end this meeting, I will show you one video that can you use to yang bisa kalian gunakan untuk sebagai referensi untuk mengerjakan tugas kalian yang sebelumnya saya kasih. Tuh, oke. Ya. I hope that you can see this, ya. Ya. Oh, I hope that the sound is still bisa kalian dengar ya. Coba ya.
Share these videos and drop your comments below and give me a thumbs up.
Saya bakal ulang.
Hello guys, good.
Okay, I hope that you can hear this video because this video will bisa kalian gunakan ya sebagai referensi contoh, karena di sini di video ini akan ngejelasin beberapa contoh dari medical abbreviation gitu ya. Dan ini juga terminologi for nurse. Okay.
Hello guys, good afternoon. This is Professor Henderson. Thank you again for tuning into my YouTube channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your cooperation and thank you so much for being a part of this family. For my new subscriber, thank you so much for visiting this YouTube channel. So as always, if you like these types of educational material and these types of content, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Please like and share these videos and drop your comments below and give me a thumbs up. So today's video is about medical abbreviations or medical terminologies that you may want to call it. So a lot of times I find that students are having difficulties like with medical terminologies. We are supposed to be using less medical terminologies in the medicine, but I still often see medical terminologies are used in facilities. So I just wanted to come here and create this short tutorial video on some few common medical terminologies that you may see. So the first one we have here is NPO. So NPO stands for nothing by mouth. So a lot of times when patients are going into surgery, the doctor may order a NPO, nothing by mouth, post midnight. So that's what NPO stands for, nothing by mouth. So you shouldn't be eating or drinking anything. The next one we have is ADLs. So ADL stands for activities of daily living. And I have a little image here showing what are some of the activities of daily living, such as dressing, toileting, eating, transferring, and bathing. These are all considered activities of daily living, and you can always find these terminologies on some types of paperwork when you work in a hospital or a long-term care facility. A lot of times they use ADLs. So the next terminology we have is nasal cannula. So nasal cannula, it's a tube that is put into the nostril when someone can't breathe, and you can administer oxygen through a nasal cannula. So that's what nasal cannula stands for. The next one is an NG tube or a nasogastric tube. NG stands for nasogastric tube. So a lot of times when patients are unable to eat, the doctor may insert a NG tube where it goes into the nostril and they can feed the patient through this NG tube. The other one is a GT or a gastrotomy tube. So a gastrotomy tube is a tube that is placed into the stomach also to feed patients. So a lot of times when patients have they are unable to eat by mouth because of the risk of aspiration. And in order to promote their nutrition, the doctor may order a gastrotomy tube. They may insert a tube into their stomach and they may feed them directly through the stomach. That is what a GT stands for. So let me see. We have another one here, say BM. So BM stands for bowel movements. So how many times your patient is having a bowel movement, you have to document that on your documentations. They had a bowel movement ×1, ×2, ×3, the consistency of it, the color of it, and all of that good stuff. Ad lib stands for as desired. So patient may be getting up ad lib as desired. C.
happy birthday.
O stands for complaints of. So patients complaining of pain, patients complaining I have a headache. So that's what that abbreviation stands for. Let's look at the other one. We have one here, CVS. Now, this one stands for cardiovascular system. So we know the cardiovascular system consists of what? The heart and all of that, right? We have another one here. O2 stands for oxygen. So a lot of times you see this abbreviation is used in long-term care facilities and also in hospitals. So BRP. BRP stands for bathroom privileges. So bathroom privileges means that patient can they can get up and they can use the bathroom as ad lib. They can, emulate to the bathroom, so they have bathroom privileges. They could use the bathroom. The other one we have here is BPM. BPM stands for beats per minute. So what do you think you measure in beats per minute? When you're checking a patient's pulse, you would record beats per minute. You checking the apical pulse, or you checking their radial pulse, you will count it for a full 60 seconds, which is 1 minute, and that's measured in beats per minute. So you often see this used in facilities. The other one we have here is CBC. So CBC stands for complete blood count. That's when the doctor may order a complete blood count to check to see if you have anemia. And that consists of the red blood cells, RBCs, and WBCs, white and red blood cells. And it checks your hemoglobin, it checks your hematocrit levels and all of that good stuff. So you often see this word used, CBC, complete blood count. A lot of times when patients are complaining of dizziness and fatigue, and the doctor may order a CBC, a complete blood count, to just rule out anemia. So guys, this is it for this video. I just have a few slides here on all the few of the most frequently used medical terminologies. So as always, if you like these types of videos and these
Okay, so that's the some of the another example of abbreviation, right? Like
types of content,
like in okay, in the first di awal video beliau sudah menyampaikan ini ada beberapa contoh medical terminologi yang biasa digunakan di dalam dunia kesehatan gitu kan. Contohnya seperti mungkin there is any NPO, there is any ADLs, and or NG, GT. There's many another example, okay? So I hope that the video will can you use to ya bisa kalian gunakan untuk sebagai referensi kalian. Mungkin ada beberapa kalian yang kurang paham contohnya seperti apa gitu kan. Jadi dari video sebelumnya juga bisa kalian gunakan dan kalian tinggal susun beberapa kalimatnya saja gitu. Okay, so that's all from my presentation. Dan ingat, I hope that you can be more like lebih berpartisipasi dalam course ini ya. Karena kita di sini masih sama-sama belajar. Jadi saya juga belajar dan kalian juga belajar gitu. Oke. Jadi ingat tadi saya harap teman-teman bisa menulis catatan ya, summary dari what is meaning of the nurse terminology and then the benefit-nya, dan juga beberapa contoh nurse terminology atau abbreviation-nya, oke? Dan juga jangan lupa praktisnya. Kita ada 2 praktis ya. Kita ada 2 praktis, yaitu yang pertama, kalian membuat minimal 10 kata, minimal 10 terminologi. Ya, kalian bisa catat gitu kan. 10 terminologi, lalu dari 10 terminologi itu saya harap kalian bisa membuat beberapa sentence ya, short sentence saja, short saja, kalimat yang pendek aja, nggak usah terlalu yang panjang-panjang gitu, nggak perlu. Dan setelah kalian membuat sentence-nya, I hope that you can make video about your speaking, okay? Jadi dari sentence yang udah kalian buat, nanti itu akan kalian videokan ya. Kalian videokan. Videonya nggak usah terlalu panjang-panjang, videonya mungkin sekitar 1 atau 2 menit aja ya. Dan setelah itu kalian bisa kembali lagi kumpulkan ke WhatsApp group, oke? Oke, there is any question? Mungkin kalau kalian ada yang mau ditanyakan, bisa langsung tanyakan di WA group, di chat box-nya, dan di situ kami sebisa kami akan jawab gitu. Dan harusnya kami harus jawab sih, harus bisa jawab. Nah, oke, I think that's all for today. Thank you for joining my class, even though there is no one join. I will still anggap kalian join, oke? Meskipun hanya dari WhatsApp group. Kecuali yang benar-benar no respon juga yang di grup, itu saya anggap nggak join juga. Dan ingat, persyaratan kita untuk mendapatkan sertifikat, oke? I hope you still remember ya. Okay, so I think that's all from me. See you in the next meeting. Okay, stay safe and stay healthy, guys. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you.